It all started on a Sunday morning. School ended yesterday, and we started our summer break. I was excited to make this summer count and chill with my best friend, Mason. We planned to play video games all day and enjoy another year of being unemployed. A month of gaming passed by, and I decided to call up Mason to chill at the mall. It was my first time seeing him since the last day of school, though I didn't expect him to change much this time. I arrived at the mall and walked around alone, waiting for Mason to arrive. I felt my phone vibrate and saw a message. He was at the barber shop. Though it puzzled me, I went there to see him. When I got there, I saw him with a new haircut. I couldn't tell what it was until he turned around to look at me. At that moment, I realized he got what social media calls these days the ice cream haircut. You know the one, that fluffy, overly styled poof with the little swirl at the top. I clowned him hard for it. He laughed at first, but something changed after that. I couldn't grasp what it was, but I remembered we'd been friends since 4th grade, and he always told me he hated that haircut. What made him change his mind today? It made me feel a bit uneasy, but it didn't really matter to me a lot, so I continued shopping around with Mason until he said he was hungry and headed to the food court. I ordered a taco, while Mason got a hamburger. We both sat down at the nearest desk, and he told me he'd be right back with some condiments. Then, the unexpected happened. He came back with 20 packets of mustard. I asked him, "What's with the load of mustard?" He said he really enjoys mustard on his hamburger. Didn't require more IQ than a kindergartner to know this. It was just weird, the way he was acting. Just a while ago during our game nights, he sounded normal. Now something was off. So much thinking made me hear something Mason might have said, something I wasn't sure I heard right. "Mason, did you say something? 6'7"? What? A number? Why did you say that?" Perhaps I missed a TikTok trend or something. I'd been too busy gaming 24/7. He whispered again. 6'7". I asked what was up with him constantly saying that, and he responded by saying his hamburger was $6.07. At that point, his mumbling made me think taking him outside was a bad idea. Maybe he spent too much time indoors lately and needed to be out more. Whatever it was, it needed to be fixed. I told him my parents had arrived to pick me up early, so I could go home and look up online what the deal was with him. Along the way, he kept mumbling, 6'7", 6'7", 6'7". I asked him again why he kept saying those numbers. He told me, "It's not a number, it's a name." That not only freaked me out, but confused me even more. I didn't say anything but smiled and nodded agreeingly. I went to my room, turned on the computer, and started searching online. I couldn't find anything. Maybe he was just going crazy. Or maybe it was some small trend on social media I hadn't seen yet. I checked Instagram and saw he uploaded a private story. I clicked it and saw him in the bathroom, filming himself in the dark, pointing at the time, 3 a.m., whispering, 6'7", 6'7", 6'7". He smiled, and the story ended. After that, I knew I needed to do something. I quickly DM'd him, asking what the heck that story was about. He replied, "I let him in, but I didn't want to." I texted back, "What are you talking about?" He never replied after that. I kept sending him more messages, but he never responded, not even left on read. Weeks passed by, constant worrying about whatever happened to him. I told my family and other friends, and they all thought nothing was wrong with him. Later, on a Saturday night at 2:40 a.m., I saw him online. I asked if he was all right and what happened to him. And he acted completely normal, like I was the one going crazy. He said he doesn't remember anything about the games we played, hanging out at the mall, or him repeating the numbers 6'7". I asked if he wanted to FaceTime. He agreed. I was going to record this and keep an eye out for anything strange about or around him. I was expecting something crazy the moment I joined the call, and boy, was I right. Boom. I clicked to join the call, and there I saw him. His eyes were darker, but not in a way that he looked tired, more like sunken, like the life inside was pulled out. I was scared to talk to him, but I knew I had to go through with it to figure out what was going on. I asked, "What's going on?" He interrupted me. "It's not a haircut, it's a mark." I was shocked. What was he even talking about? He referred to the haircut. I wanted to ask more questions, but then he smiled, creepily. Suddenly, my phone got really hot, burning my hand, and the call ended. I wanted to take matters into my own hands. I secretly snuck out of my parents' house and grabbed my bike to head to Mason's house. As I got closer, my breaths got heavier. The air felt thick, and the presence around me grew darker. Something crazy was definitely going on. A few minutes away, and I saw a bright light. Then suddenly, everything went pitch dark. The light was coming directly from his room. I broke into his house, jumping through the window. Got a few scratches, but I grabbed one of the glass shards for safety. No one was home. Something terrible had happened here, and Mason was the reason. I ran upstairs to his room and saw the door closed. I tried to open it, but it was locked. I screamed his name, but nothing came out. I kicked the door open. Inside, the lights were flickering intensely. The atmosphere was spinning. The floor was vibrating. My legs were shaking. I could barely stand. His room was chaos. Beds, clothes, the TV, all out of order. Except for the clock on the desk, it said 3 a.m., then quickly glitched, switching back and forth between 6-7, 6-7. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think straight. Then I realized it was a distraction. I heard Mason's voice down the hallway, calling from the bathroom. I turned toward the sound, and there I saw it, a newly formed, terrifyingly dark hallway. Scribbles covered the walls, 6-7, don't say his name, turn back now. Ice cream shirts, ice cream pants, fluffy ice cream hair. Everything was drawn in pitch, like a child's nightmare scribbled with something that hates the light. I saw shadowy figures, kids, shapes, moving along the walls. At the end of the hall, the bathroom door slowly creaked open, and there he was, Mason. I screamed his name. "Mason, what's going on?" But he didn't move an inch, just stood there, still, possessed. The door opened wider, behind him. A huge, dark shadow figure emerged. The bathroom mirror cracked into the number 6-7. It looked like a monster, but monsters don't exist, right? That's what I told myself. They only exist in scary movies. The air shifted. 6 long arms stretched out from its body, ending in sharp, clawed fingers. I backed up, heart pounding. I wanted to run, to scream. Then, 7 more limbs, crawling out like twisted legs. Whatever this thing was, it was hideous. Its face stretched long, smiling, the exact same smile Mason gave me when he first started acting strange. It stretched further, bending its limbs the wrong way like a spider melting in reverse. I screamed, trying to escape, but nothing worked. Mason was too far gone. The creature wrapped itself around him and slowly pulled him into the mirror. He didn't scream, he just smiled. And then, he was gone, dragged into the mirror like it was a portal to somewhere I never want to see. The mirror sealed shut. Then, silence. And faintly, Mason's scream, calling my name. Everything blinked, once, and turned back to normal, like nothing ever happened. The room looked untouched. Then I heard it, footsteps, coming from downstairs, up the staircase. I jumped out the window, took a rough fall, but managed to escape. I got home, terrified of what might be following me. The next morning, I told my mom I was going to check on Mason. She said, "Mason isn't home. He's at his aunt's house, remember?" I nearly passed out. "Mason doesn't have an aunt." I told her that, but she just laughed, said I was being silly, like I was losing my mind. I didn't want to escalate it further, so I just nodded and played along. Now, every time someone gets the ice cream haircut, I wait to see if they start whispering 6-7. And just now, my clock flashed. 6-7, 6-7.